I know so intimately with the marrow of my bones how it is to feel exhausted and how it is to feel overwhelmed by the demands of the outer world. I've suffered for so many years from chronic fatigue, and I've suffered for all my life from my hypersensitivity, just because I think it is a burden to be living with open senses in a world that is in that way 24/7, overstimulating on all channels. And still there is this research or this longing inside. Do I really have to shut down? To sense less, to feel less in order to get along? Could that be possibly the price? So coming from this question and this just own and individual desperation, I think I got very, very hungry for answers that truly work. I was like, don't sell me any bullshit, because I will sense that it doesn't help. I just need something that helps in terms of grounding, in terms of feeling safe with myself, also in terms of nourishment. I want to be nourished in a way that I can afford my hypersensitivity and even allow it to blossom even more instead of shutting down in order to just make ends meet. And so over the years, over the last, I think 15 years, I got very hungry, very desperate, and very engaged in testing all methods and testing traditions that provide some answers that I can try. And what I discovered is something so beautiful, because the oldest healing traditions, the oldest traditions in terms of self-regulation, of nourishment, of how to stay in sync with nature and with the cycles and rhythms around. They have been studied in such another life than our life nowadays. I mean, in such another world. And at the same time, in their essence, they know what we need as well. They know what is needed for our instincts, for our adrenals, for our health nowadays. So the beauty is that besides the fact that we might be studying traditions like Ayurveda, like yoga, like Tantra, etc., that have been studied and developed thousands of years ago, even though we are studying this, in their essence, it is timeless and it works for our times. And I'm so honored and so blessed about the given fact that my path of suffering, and I think that it is an individual path of suffering, and at the same time not, because who doesn't know a sense of exhaustion, etc. nowadays, and being stressed out. It's such an honor and such an empowerment that from this wounding inside, I could bring forth projects and methods and tools that might be a piece of your individual journey, recovering from exhaustion and nourishing yourself again on all levels.